This is EonShiKeno for HMTV. Some more StarCraft 2 commentaries for you guys. We've got a PvP in the midst of this series. This is the best of 3 series from DreamHack Winter 2013. Let's go ahead and introduce our 2 players in the bottom left corner of the map. From Team Azubu, it is Patience. And the other side of the map, the King of the North, I don't know what else to say. He's kind of DreamHack is kind of like Naniwa's home turf, I guess you would call it, especially when it's in Sweden. But anyways, our blue Protoss player in the top right corner of the map, part of the Alliance, it is Naniwa. So PvP here on a Derelict Watcher for DreamHack. This is the best of 3 series, which I will be covering all 3 or 2 matches in this series on this channel. I actually just commentated a series between Naniwa and Lucifron on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/EonShiKeno. So if you're curious to see what a TVP from Lucifron looks like, you can go take a look at that. So gateway openings for both players popping out here. Chrono Boost is going down for one of the players. Patience. Let's see. He already uses Chrono Boost sooner, it looked like. Yeah, he already had his Chrono Boost out earlier. Going for a double assimilator after that. Naniwa is not yet going for that second assimilator. Might go for maybe an earlier Nexus off of this, and Patience probably going to go for some sort of earlier tech build. Time will tell what happens. Excuse me. A little bit of a cough. I ate a brownie. I made some brownies. They're delicious, by the way. I make brownies and I just keep a bunch of brownies around to eat. Delicious. I had some brownies that must have went down the wrong throat or something. But a Zealot coming out for Naniwa. It's going to allow him to, of course, get map control, put some pressure on his opponent. Second assimilator goes down, albeit a little bit later than Patience's. Is that how you say that? Is that like the possessive of patient is Patience's? It sounds wrong. Patience, like maybe that's it. I don't know. Breaking new grammar territory in StarCraft these days, guys. The Zealot is out, heading out across the map. Maybe he's going to go scout around and look for some pylons. Defensively, it seems to be what he's doing with that Zealot. Yeah, he's just going to use this defensively. Look for any type of proxies. Look for a proxy 2 gate. So, of course, if you see the proxy 2 gate, you can manage that a lot better once scouting it out. So Stalker coming out, actually Chrono Boosting that out. Supply block just for a fraction of a second there, already starting a second Stalker. So Naniwa definitely looking to put on some pressure with the Zealot and 2 Stalkers. This Zealot is going to be in a little bit of trouble because there's only a sentry out here, and this Zealot, if it runs into his opponent's Zealot, oh wow, it's going right by there. Naniwa, oh, he saw it. He actually saw it just like for a brief second there. Such amazing mini-map awareness there from Naniwa. And this Zealot is going to be forfeit. Just leave the Stalker on this guy, send this guy across the map. Another Stalker coming down from the ramp, and he saw the probe. That's big there. Seeing that probe come out like that is a pretty big indicator after already seeing the 2 Stalkers and the Zealot coming out. So he knows there's going to be pressure, and after seeing these 2 more gateways here, this Zealot is actually going to be completely worth it. Even though he lost the Zealot, he got the scout off, he saw the pylon, or he saw the probe coming out here. Wait, actually, this dude was just looking for just some, I wonder if he's actually going to use this to put a proxy pylon, or if he's actually just using it to scout with. But anyways, we got a sentry here at the high ground with the Stalker. He's going to be able to hold this off. Dark Shrine coming up, guys. This is the thing Naniwa wants to get his eyes on. Force Field goes down. Zealot's up here, but is the Zealot just going to, in this situation, the best option for Naniwa is actually scout with the Zealot, but he's just going to put some damage on the Stalker, which is a good attempt as well. But finding out about the Dark Shrine would have been just as important. But look at this, Naniwa getting into the main. Patience's Mothership Core is back, and he's going to have to throw down that Nexus Super Cannon. And one Stalker is sure to die from this. Yep, Naniwa's just going to sacrifice that to the right. Or, oh, he gets the Force Field. He's going to get both of them. Patience with a really nice play here, getting both of those Stalkers. I was figuring he was only going to get one there. We have got a proxy pylon for Patience, which is no doubt going to be used for Dark Templars to be warped in over here as soon as these guys are done. This is close to being finished. Another robotics bay being built for Patience while Naniwa's is close to being done. Naniwa is going to have 3 gateway, Robo, Blink Stalker, which will be a pretty nice counterattack once he manages to get an Observer out and defend this Dark Templar push. So We'll see if he's going to make it. He's got the money. He's waiting. He's got a wall off there. His stalkers, I hope they're on hold position. I would imagine there are Dark Templar coming in. He's making more stalkers. He doesn't have enough gas yet to make it. He's not aware of this Dark Templar yet, and now he's going to walk right on by it. He has to see it now. Does he see it? Yes, he sees it. It's too late. He blinks with the hold position. Nice play from Naniwa there. Now he's going to cycle out. Oh, no! Oh, no. After such a great play, but the observer is close to being out. It's okay. Nice blink wall off there. Now a blink surrounds the Dark Templar, so even though Naniwa was not aware of that, the DT running into his base, he made up for it with that blink hold, kind of bought himself a little bit of time. Now he's got stalkers, he's got heading out across the map. He's going to try and take out this nexus that has been placed down by Patience. His is up first. Naniwa yet to make a nexus of his own, just going to kind of put on the pressure with this blink stalker play. Two zealots making their way into the main. Naniwa warping in two stalkers, feeling he's got to throw up some defense here. Actually, three stalkers. He's got a proxy pylon over here, so if he was planning on doing some offensive, he would have warped in over there, but, you know, he's got more than enough stalkers here. Easily going to deal with this, even as that observer back at home. And this base is going to be forced to be canceled, and Patience does have an immortal, but he's even going to manage to warp that. He's just going to let him right up the ramp there. That's pretty interesting. I'm surprised he just let him up the ramp. He could have force field that. Now he's going to go for a fight. Stalkers gets blinked back after taking a lot of damage, though. Mothership Core uses the cannon. Now he's blinked back. He blinked back. And Naniwa in a pretty good position at this point. He's kind of got control of the low ground here, but with this many stalkers and two immortals, I think he can just push down this ramp, and Naniwa's going to be forced to slowly fall back here. And Patience at this point, I don't think it would be smart for him to throw down a Nexus, but it looks like he's going to. I kind of figured at this point, especially after scouting this Nexus and having a close proxy pylon, I figured he would just go with the two immortals, make a couple more stalkers, and just push in and try and kill Naniwa's Nexus. But he's going to sacrifice his pylon, sacrifice this pylon, and just kind of play from slightly behind a economical viewpoint. So he does have a nice immortal lead, which will work out as the game progresses. These immortals will be pretty nice, at least until the very, very late game. Working on a blink upgrade of his own. Stopping immortal production, I think he's limited himself to just two here. Naniwa has made his own immortal, and Naniwa is looking to do as much harassment as possible while these blink stalkers are still effective, taking out some sentries. One sentry goes down. I think that's the burn mark of a dead sentry there, and falls back. Let's check the resources lost for both players. Naniwa being slightly more cost effective here. Of course, the DT play kind of didn't work out very well for Patience, even though it went largely unscouted until the very last second. So blink, more immortals coming out, and with this observer, he can easily kind of just pop up here whenever he wants to, but he has to be wary of Patience observer as well. He can easily snap off Naniwa's observer, and then Naniwa won't be able to just blink in up here from the low ground, but gonna get a free pylon and pop one out of there, so still making it work. Robotics Bay being built here for Naniwa, looking like he's going to transition into Colossus. We'll see when he's going to start to throw down a couple more gateways. Probably get up to 6 or 7 total. One forge going down. Naniwa's going to have to lead in the upgrades with this. No upgrades just yet for Patience, just kind of working on the tech upgrades, but no armor and attack upgrades for him. And Naniwa's going to make it number 2 with the... nope. Patience was too close there. Manages to stop that pylon from having the same fate as the one previous to it. So Forge quickly being followed up here by Naniwa's Forge for Patience. Proxy pylon still up here on the top side of the map. Naniwa as well has a proxy pylon in a fairly good position. This scouts out the third base, as well as allows him to send any reinforcements if he decides to go for a push on his opponent's base. But look at this, Patience pushing out, and he's going across the map, blinking after him actually. Grabs one stalker, and Naniwa looks like he's in a little bit of trouble here. He's got a Colossus on the way, but he's not chrono boosting it just yet. I think he has enough energy. Yeah, he's got enough energy. He's got one sentry. That's it. He's got 3 immortals. That's going to be nice, but of course, Patience is not going to follow this up. He's going to use this one Phoenix, scout out his opponent's base, see the Colossus, and see the one Forge coming, and see these 3 additional gateways being placed. So if he would have pushed, I think it would have been a very close fight. I think Naniwa would have had the defender's advantage with the Mothership Core Super Nexus Cannon. And that would have bought himself a little bit of time until the Colossus came out, and then he should have been able to held there. So I think it was a smart position from Patience to push out, grab those Stalkers, and then fall back. It's going to allow him to take his third before Naniwa's, but it won't go unnoticed due to the pylon over here, I would imagine. Oh, it's just barely out of range. Still hasn't seen it yet. Now he sees it. Okay, there he sees it, but this actually does get scouted out by the probe after making the Nexus. The AI just kind of pushes it over to the right a little bit. It does get scouted out, so... Naniwa hasn't yet made his third base. Speak of the devil, here he goes, heading up to the third, throwing down the Nexus. Close proxy pylon for Naniwa, getting placed. He's got 1 Colossus, 3 Immortals, a lot of Stalkers, and no upgrade just yet, but it's looking like he's going to wait for this +1 attack upgrade to finish and go pressure this third base, forcing a cancel. Patience sitting in his base here, working on his own set of Colossus as well. He's got one of them done. I think one of them was done. Yeah, one of them is done. Another one on the way. The Nexus was forfeit. Patience did cancel it. Now he's going to lose 2 pylons on top of that, unfortunately. He didn't really have the army to protect that Nexus. And Naniwa with a nice push out here takes that out at, virtually no cost. Supply, Naniwa's got a little bit of a larger supply here. Let's check the armor supply while this fight's about ready to start. 74 versus 65, so Naniwa with a better army fight. Good time warps by both players, forcing both players to reassess whether they want to go in this fight or not. And Blink Stalker's going forward for Patience. Patience being the aggressor here, chasing down this Immortal. The Immortal falls. Naniwa now turning to fight and deciding to turn back. And the Stalkers give chase, take down that Mothership Core, but look at this. Naniwa is on a full retreat. These 2 Immortals, you really just can't get a good position. There's 2 Stalkers, or sorry, there's 2 Colossus versus 1 Colossus over here. A couple Zelts being warped in. Naniwa maybe waiting to go for a fight here, but loses the Colossus in the run. 2 Immortals versus 4 Immortals. Patience with this chase through the middle of the map has really turned Naniwa on his hind legs. He's forced to retreat, and Patience is living up to his name. Sacrificing that Nexus, building up a little bit of an army. Naniwa getting a little bit too aggressive there, pushing into the natural, and it cost him a lot. I think he lost the majority of his army advantage. 76 versus 75, and Patience was behind at the point right before that fight went down. So Naniwa working on some more upgrades. He's still ahead on the upgrades, +2, mostly done for Naniwa, +2 just now being started for Patience. 4 Colossus versus, what are we up to? 3 Colossus, actually it's 5 versus 3 now. The 5th one must be on the way. Probe kind of chilling out, making its way to the front, tasting those laser beams and figuring, no, he was going back for more. Figured, all right, thank you, sir, may have another. Naniwa is building up his third. The third for Patience is just about done as well. Charge is being built. Naniwa feeling frisky, pushing out once again. He's got a lot of Zelts. Check the Zealot count for both players. 18 versus 17. And the worker count, 50 versus 40. Now it's a very even game so far. Photon Cannon being built in the main and the natural for Patience. So playing a really defensive Naniwa. Likewise, doing the exact same thing. Worried about those DT drops, which of course could happen by either player at this point. But DT is going to make his way to the third. He actually scouted this. So he has scouted this. He will get there before the Photon Cannon finishes, but I think at this point all he can really do is pick off a couple probes. Maybe take out this Photon Cannon. He's doing a lot of damage to it. That DT drops some chunks, taking the chunks of life out of that Photon Cannon, and this is just going to cause Naniwa a little bit of annoyance to deal with this. I think he has to have an observer somewhere around here, unless it's with his army. Yep, he had to rebuild one, making it, and this DT will manage to probably take out this pylon as well as get that 2 probe kill and that Photon Cannon. Oh, nice feedback. Look at that. Naniwa getting 1 High Templar just to feed back the Mothership Core, so there'll be no time warps from Patience. And now Naniwa's got a really big timing window where he can push in here without fear of a time warp. And in any ways, it doesn't even really matter. I mean, at this point, Patience is happier that it died. He can just rebuild it. And by the time he rebuilds with Chrono Boost, he'll get it out sooner with the energy that it comes with, rather than waiting for it to rebuild that energy to throw it in another time warp. And Naniwa, he's going to go for, but look at this. Patience has a really nice spread. Naniwa needs to spread out his army a little bit. He's got the Zelts all in the back, the Stalkers in the front. He's got a bad engagement, it looks like. Now finally the Zelts with Chargers storming in there. Now both players just battling heads straight forward. The Immortals in the back, they're targeting some Stalkers. It's hard to say who's winning this, but it looks like the top side of the fight is winning by patience, but the bottom side of the army for Naniwa is pushing up here, and the Zealots without need for, the Colossus without need protection fall very fast to Naniwa's Zealots and Immortals, and the GG is dropped, and Patience drops the GG, and Naniwa takes this victory. Naniwa playing really good this game. Patience kind of where he was falling behind in, of course he fell behind with this opening. The DTs failed to work. He lost a couple pylons. He lost one pylon, I think, in a second one after that, and that allowed Naniwa just to do a little bit of harassment. He was behind in upgrades. He was behind in his expansions, unfortunately, and that's kind of where Naniwa got his advantage a little bit back. But then Patience kind of had a little bit of a comeback, countering Naniwa. Not really say counterattacking Naniwa after he took out his third base, which was really nice. Pushing out there, dropping those time warps, picking off a couple Stalkers and Immortals, really had Naniwa on the run. And that's where I figured the momentum switched there for a little bit. But Naniwa with great play managed to make the comeback here. Really good engagement. All those Zealots paid off, it seems like, because that fight was worked out very well for Naniwa. A couple of his Colossus here are still pretty low in life, so that was an interesting last fight there. Anyways, this was game number 1 of this best of 3 series. I'll be commentating game number 2 on this channel next, so stay tuned for that. I'll see you guys later.